Hey friends, today I want to share with you the story of a book that has completely changed the lives of millions. A book that proves wealth isn't about luck. It's not about being born rich. It's about how you think, what you believe, and how deeply you're willing to chase your dreams. The name of the book? Think and Grow Rich. Written by none other than Napoleon Hill. This journey began when Hill was just a young boy. One day, he met one of the richest men of that time, Andrew Carnegie. Carnegie looked at him and said, "Are you ready to uncover the secret that has helped ordinary men become extraordinarily wealthy?" Napoleon Hill said yes, and that one yes led him on a 25-year mission. A mission where he personally interviewed and studied over 500 of the world's most successful people. Millionaires, inventors, business giants, leaders. And after years of research, he discovered something powerful. You don't need to be born rich. You don't need a fancy degree. You don't even need to be the smartest in the room. All you need is a burning desire. A belief that refuses to die, a clear goal, and a mind that never gives up. And that is just what this book is all about. But listen, Think and Grow Rich isn't just about money. It's about unlocking your potential. It's about rewiring your brain to believe in the impossible. It's about becoming the person you were always meant to be. Napoleon Hill reveals the one secret that's hidden in plain sight. All success begins with just one idea. And the very first step to turning that idea into reality is desire. A deep, unstoppable hunger for something more. When you want something with your entire heart and soul, you start attracting the opportunities to make it real. This is what Hill calls money consciousness, a mental state where you start feeling rich even before the money shows up. And the more you believe in it, the more your life starts to shift. But here's the deal. This secret isn't for everyone. It's only for those who are truly ready to take control of their destiny. For those who are tired of settling. For those who wake up with fire in their hearts. And for those who are ready to break the limits that society has put around them. If you're one of them, then now's your time, your moment. This is your shot to change everything. Hill says, the starting point of all achievement is desire. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So the question is, do you believe? Because once you do, the universe starts opening doors you never even knew existed. And this is just the beginning of that journey. A journey into your greatest potential. A journey into the richest version of you. Let's dive in.
Friends, every great success begins with just one thing: desire. A burning fire that doesn't let your heart or mind rest. A dream that transforms your thoughts, your every breath. Napoleon Hill said, "Desire is the starting point of all achievement." Desire is the seed from which the tree of success grows. But remember, this shouldn't be some weak wish. It shouldn't be a hope it happens kind of dream. It must be a fiery, clear, strong desire. One that runs through your veins. One you are ready to do anything to achieve. Napoleon Hill explains that the process of becoming rich doesn't begin with just thinking. It starts with a hunger to achieve it. And that hunger must be turned into a system, a plan, and intense focus. Now let me tell you the 6 steps that will turn your desire into a powerful action plan and will make you money conscious. A mind fully focused on wealth. Bilupod. Step 1. Decide the exact amount. How much money do you want? Saying, "I want a lot of money" is not enough. You need a clear number. $50,000, $500,000, $5 million. Whatever it is, fix it in your mind. Because until you know how much you want, you'll never know how close you are to it. Step 2. Decide what you'll give. What are you willing to offer in return? Nothing in this world is free. If you want money, you must decide what you'll give in exchange. Your hard work? Your time? Your service? Your talent? This is a world of exchange. And wealth doesn't come just by taking. It comes by giving. Step 3. Set a deadline. By when do you want it? Every dream needs a date. Those who say someday usually never arrive. Saying, I will achieve this by this date, switches your brain into action mode. Step 4. Make a plan and start now. Even if the plan is small or incomplete, that's okay. Write it down, understand it, and start taking action without delay. Because an imperfect plan in action is 1,000 times better than a perfect plan stuck in thought. Step 5. Write a clear statement. Put your dream into words. Write it on paper. I will earn dollars blank by blank date. To achieve this, I will do blank. My plan is blank. Writing this turns your desire into something real and solid. Step 6. Read it twice daily. Read it every day and feel it. Every morning and every night, read your statement out loud. Feel it like it's already done. Start to feel yourself as already wealthy. This is the habit that step by step will take you towards your goal. Friends, these 6 steps are not just a process. They are a mental revolution. When you follow them, you'll see yourself becoming a completely new person. Remember, we become what we think about. If you feel rich inside, you start becoming rich. If you think you're limited, the world will treat you as limited too. So now the choice is yours. Will you be just a dreamer or a dream achiever? If you're ready, then this is your first step. Desire, hunger, obsession, fire. Let's make it your own. Let's move to the next step, faith.
Friends, as soon as you've turned your desire into a solid plan, now it's time to truly believe in it. Faith. This isn't just a simple word. It's the power that turns the impossible into possible. It's the light that shows you the way even in the darkest nights. Napoleon Hill says, faith is the head chemist of the mind. When faith is mixed with desire, imagination, and planning, that's when miracles happen. But friends, most people can't even believe in themselves. They think, I can't do it. I don't have the talent. My situation is too hard. That mindset is the biggest obstacle. If you don't believe in yourself, then who else will? If you don't love yourself, this world will simply ignore you. What does real faith mean? Faith means being able to clearly see who you can become even if you have nothing in your hands right now. Faith means visualizing your dream with your inner eyes and then bringing it into reality. You have to repeat this to your mind so often that, yes, I can do it. Yes, I will do it. It's already mine. This inner dialogue is your true weapon. Strengthen your belief through autosuggestion. Napoleon Hill shares a powerful method called autosuggestion. It means you keep feeding your mind the exact thought of what you want to achieve. Every day, right after you wake up and right before you go to sleep, read out the statement you wrote in step 1. Read it with energy, with emotion, and feel it as if you're already living that dream. As you keep doing this, your mindset will start to shift, and with that shift, your destiny changes too. Faith opens locked doors. If you still feel like you're not good enough, then remember what Henry Ford once proved. There was a time people called Ford uneducated, but he believed in himself so strongly that he built the biggest car company in the world.
Why? Because he understood the power of the mind. He never allowed the opinions of others to override his personal belief. Believe this: your mind is your greatest power. Your brain is no ordinary tool. It's a machine that follows whatever commands you give it. If you tell it, "I'm going to lose," it will help you lose. If you tell it, "I will definitely win," it will lead you straight to victory. What if your belief starts to fade? Then do these two things. Remember your why. Why do you want to be rich? Is it for your family? For your freedom? For your purpose? Connect with your mastermind group. Talk to people who give you positive energy, who see your true potential when you can't. Conclusion: faith is your foundation. Those who don't believe in themselves, their dreams always stay unfinished. But those who hold on tightly to even the smallest vision with full belief, the universe opens paths for them. If you want the world to take you seriously, you must first take yourself seriously. Trust your words, believe in your dreams, and say to yourself, "Yes, I am born to be rich." Let's now move to the next step. Step 3, autosuggestion, where we'll learn how to train your subconscious mind for success.
Friends, by now you've defined your desire. You've ignited your faith. Now it's time to deeply imprint that idea into your mind. Napoleon Hill says, autosuggestion is the medium through which you can influence your subconscious mind. That means autosuggestion is the bridge that lets you communicate with the deepest part of your mind, your subconscious. But here's the question: is our mind really that powerful? Yes, and it's far more powerful than you can even imagine. Your subconscious is where your habits, fears, limits, and infinite potential reside. It's this hidden part of your mind that can either make you rich or keep you stuck in poverty. So how do we train the subconscious? Napoleon Hill says, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But it doesn't happen just by thinking about it. You have to feed your mind the same idea again and again, until it becomes your reality. That's autosuggestion. Repetition until your mind accepts it as truth. Now let's talk about the practical way to use it. Keep your statement ready, the one you wrote in step 1. I will earn dollar amount by this date. In return, I will give, and here is my plan. Read it twice daily, first thing in the morning and right before bed. But don't just read it. Feel it, visualize it, own it, as if that dream is already your reality. Speak it in the mirror. Look into your eyes and say, yes, I deserve wealth. Yes, I will achieve it. It's already mine. Create a vivid mental picture. Visualization. Close your eyes and see yourself living that dream life. The car, the house, the joy on your family's faces. See it all as if it's happening right now. But here's where most people go wrong. One day they say, I can do it, and the next day they whisper, maybe I can't. Fear creeps in, doubt returns, old wounds reopen. That's the biggest mistake. Autosuggestion only works when it's not contaminated by doubt. If you feed your mind the same positive command daily, slowly your subconscious will begin to believe it. And once it believes, it becomes your destiny. Real-life example. When Muhammad Ali said, I am the greatest, it wasn't arrogance, it was autosuggestion. He was commanding his mind every single day, and the result? He became exactly what he believed. Caution. Watch out for negative autosuggestions, like, I'm not good enough, I don't have time, I don't have the money. These thoughts also get recorded deep within you, and your life begins to mirror them. That's why your words matter more than you think. Speak like a winner. Think like a champion. Command your destiny. Final thoughts. Autosuggestion is the foundation on which your new life will be built. Even if you give just 5 minutes daily to repeat your goals, to feel them as real, to believe them with emotion, that dream won't stay a dream for long. It will become your reality. So now it's time to decide. Will you leave your future to chance? Or will you shape it with your words, your thoughts, and your daily auto-suggestions? The choice is yours. Your mind will grow whatever you feed it. Get ready, because up next is Step 4, Specialized Knowledge, where we'll learn why not all knowledge makes you rich. Only the right knowledge, applied at the right time, does.
Friends, many people think, if I just gather more information, I'll become rich. I already know so much, so why isn't my life changing? Well, listen carefully. There's a big difference between information and specialized knowledge. Just like the difference between raw iron and a sharp, deadly sword. Napoleon Hill clearly says, knowledge is only potential power. It becomes power only when organized into definite plans of action. In other words, just reading, listening, or watching something is not enough unless that knowledge is channeled in one clear direction, towards one clear purpose, and put into practical use. It's meaningless. General knowledge versus specialized knowledge. Today, everything is available on the internet. Thousands of books, videos, podcasts, yet people are confused, broken, and broke. Why? Because they're hoarding general knowledge without ever understanding what kind of knowledge they actually need. Specialized knowledge means knowledge that is directly connected to your dream, your mission, and can be put into immediate action. Let's understand through an example. If you want to become rich, just knowing about business is not enough. You need to know which business, in what market, with what skills, and how to start. You need to understand what are your strengths, what does the market need, and how can you create a bridge between the two. That's what we call specialized knowledge. Now let's talk about action. Napoleon Hill says, ask yourself these questions. What exactly do I need to learn? Do I need to learn about finance, trading, how to scale a business, public speaking? Where can I get that knowledge? Books, courses, mentors, YouTube, or audiobooks? Can I apply this knowledge immediately? Don't just learn. Apply what you learn. Start something even if it's small. And remember, knowledge alone is not enough. Napoleon Hill mentions most millionaires in his book weren't top students. In fact, many were just average in school. But they did one thing differently. They turned their knowledge into a system, put it into action, and kept learning non-stop. Learning never stops, but learn the smart way. In today's world, it's easy to learn, but distractions are even easier. So tell yourself, I will only learn what supports my mission. I don't want random info. I want focused knowledge. Learn a little every day, but make sure to ground it in action. That's how it becomes part of your core being. Bottom line, specialized knowledge is power in motion. Specialized knowledge is the fuel that turns your desire, your faith, into real, tangible wealth. So decide now, what will you start learning from today? And when will you apply it? Because remember, there is no earning without learning. Now get ready, because the next step is Step 5, Imagination, where we'll explore how your imagination becomes the foundation of your future.
Friends, by now you've clarified your desire, built unshakable faith, and trained your subconscious mind through auto-suggestion. Now it's time to unlock that magical power, the one behind every great creation in history: imagination. Napoleon Hill says, man's only limitation, within reason, lies in his development and use of his imagination, which means your only true limits are the ones you set in your own mind. What's the real power of imagination? Imagination is not just child's play. It's the force that can turn a poor boy into a millionaire, a simple thinker into someone who changes the world. Every building you see, every billion-dollar business, every innovation, It all began as just an idea in someone's mind. 2 types of imagination. Napoleon Hill breaks imagination into 2 forms: synthetic imagination, rearranging old ideas in new ways, taking what you've read, seen, or learned and combining them into something fresh. Creative imagination, thinking of something that's never existed before, an idea pulled from the unknown, from the infinite. This is the kind of imagination that sets you apart from the crowd. So, how do you use it? Imagination isn't magic, it's a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. A. Visualize daily. Close your eyes every single day and see the life you want to live. What does your dream home look like? What car are you driving? How happy is your family? B. Feel it emotionally. Don't just see it, feel it. Feel that joy in your chest like it's happening right now. C. Act like it's already yours. Walk, talk, and think like the person who's already living that dream. Real-life example, Walt Disney. When Walt Disney first imagined Disneyland, people laughed and said, "That's crazy." But he didn't give up. He held on to that vision and turned his imagination into a reality. Today, millions of people live inside that once crazy idea. But remember, imagination alone isn't enough unless you link it with a plan and action. Dreaming is vital, but grounding that dream into the real world is what makes it alive. Napoleon Hill said, "Ideas are the beginning points of all fortunes. Every fortune starts from a single idea." Final thought, imagination is the beginning. Your future isn't shaped by your bank account. It's shaped by the power of your imagination. If you think big, your life will expand. If you think fearfully, your world will shrink. So starting today, take just 5 minutes a day to close your eyes and see, feel, and believe the life you truly want to live. Now get ready, because next we dive into Step 6, Organized Planning, where we'll learn how to turn your dream into a concrete step-by-step roadmap.
Friends, you've ignited your desire, built unshakable faith, trained your subconscious, and unlocked the power of imagination. Now, it's time to come down to earth, to take all that fire inside you and turn it into a concrete roadmap. Because without a plan, even the strongest desire can fade into a distant dream. Napoleon Hill says, "You have learned that everything man creates or acquires begins in the form of desire. That desire is taken on the first lap of its journey from the abstract to the concrete into the workshop of the imagination, where plans for its transition are created and organized." What is organized planning? Organized planning means you no longer just wish for success, you're now preparing to claim it, step by step. It's not about waiting for the perfect plan. It's about starting with what you have and adjusting along the way. Here's how Hill says to start building your plan. Step 1, ally yourself with a mastermind group. Surround yourself with people who are committed, skilled, and aligned with your goals. People who lift you, not drain you. People who will tell you the truth and push you when you're stuck. Because success is never a solo journey. Step 2, decide your role and theirs. In your team or group, everyone must know their responsibilities. Confusion kills momentum. Clarity creates power. Step 3, meet regularly. Hold weekly or bi-weekly check-ins with your mastermind group. Talk progress, challenges, next moves. Because consistent focus leads to consistent growth. Step 4, persist through failure. Your first plan might fail. Your second might too. So what? Every failure is a signpost, telling you where to turn next. Don't abandon the goal, just change the method. Key point. Hill says the most successful people he studied failed dozens of times before succeeding, but they never gave up on planning. They just kept refining. Why most people never succeed? Because they never make a plan. Or worse, they make one, it fails once, and they give up. But if your dream is real, you must treat it like a real mission, not with hope, but with structure, dates, tasks, and accountability. Example, Thomas Edison. He failed over 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Imagine if he had said, "Well, I guess this isn't working." The world would still be in darkness. He didn't guess, he didn't quit. He planned, adjusted, and persisted. Planning is mental engineering. You're not just daydreaming anymore, you're designing your life like an architect with blueprints. And every day you work the plan, you build the foundation for the future you want. Conclusion: without a plan, your dream is just a wish. If you're serious about wealth, then get serious about planning. Write your goals, set timelines, make tasks, measure progress, refine constantly. Remember, a weak plan executed with intensity is always better than a perfect plan that never begins. Now get ready. The next steps are action.
Friends, this is the turning point. Everything you've learned until now, desire, faith, planning, imagination, all of it becomes useless if you can't do one thing: decide. Napoleon Hill says, analysis of several hundred people who had accumulated fortunes disclosed the fact that every one of them had the habit of reaching decisions promptly and changing them slowly, if and when they were changed. Indecision is the silent killer of dreams. It's what keeps people thinking about it for years, but never doing. It's what causes regret at 50, 60, 70 years old, when you realize you had the chance but didn't move. Why is decision so powerful? Because decision means commitment. It's the moment you say, "I'm no longer hoping, I'm doing." And with that clarity, fear loses its grip. What stops most people? What if I fail? What will people think? What if I'm not ready? Let me tell you something real. The world belongs to the bold, not the hesitant. People who hesitate lose time, lose energy, lose chances. Ask and notice. Start making decisions fast. Hill's research showed that millionaires all had one trait in common: decisiveness. They didn't overthink. They trusted their gut, used logic, and moved. It doesn't mean they were reckless. It means they understood this truth: you learn more from doing than from overthinking. How to train your decision muscle? Set deadlines for choices. If you need to decide something, give yourself 24 hours, not 24 days. Trust your experience and intuition. You know more than you think you do. Learn to live with imperfect decisions. No choice is perfect, but progress beats perfection. Ignore the crowd. Napoleon Hill said most people don't decide because they fear criticism. But guess what? The crowd isn't winning. You want to be rich? Then stop asking broke people for approval. Real-life example, Oprah Winfrey. She was told by bosses she wasn't fit for TV. She didn't wait for validation. She decided to create her own path. And today, she's one of the richest, most powerful women on earth. Final thought: decision ends the war within. When you decide, you cut off doubt, You silence fear. You unleash action. So what's it going to be? Keep waiting, overthinking, analyzing? Or today, right now, make the decision that you're all in? Because once you decide, everything else starts to move. Get ready for the next part, Step 8, Persistence, where we'll learn how to never give up no matter what stands in your way.
Friends, this step is where the real game begins. Because, let's be honest, anyone can dream, many can even plan, but very few can keep going when the world says stop. That's where persistence comes in. Napoleon Hill says, persistence is to the character of man as carbon is to steel. It's the grit, the grind, the refusal to give up, even when everything inside you screams quit. Why do most people fail? Not because they weren't talented, not because they didn't have opportunities, but because they didn't stick around long enough to win. They gave up too early, right before the breakthrough, right before the magic. Persistence isn't loud, it's quiet. It's getting up after failure alone. It's working late when no one's watching. It's showing up every single day, even when nothing seems to be working. The world won't cheer you in the beginning. They won't clap when you're grinding in silence. But if you persist, they'll have no choice but to notice. What kills persistence? Fear? Doubt? Lack of purpose? Weak desire? If your why isn't strong, you'll quit. But if your why sets your soul on fire, you'll walk through storms and never back down. How to build unshakable persistence. 1. Make your desire crystal clear. Vague dreams die quickly. Precise goals create fire. 2. Create a definite plan. Even a small plan, executed daily, builds momentum. 3. Refuse to accept defeat. Temporary failure isn't the end. It's feedback. Learn, adjust, move. 4. Surround yourself with strength. People who believe in your dream when you forget it, they're priceless. 5. Repeat your goal daily, morning and night, out loud, with feeling. This is fuel. Real life example, Colonel Sanders. He was 65 when he took his chicken recipe and hit the road. He heard no more than 1,000 times. But he kept going, door to door, state to state, persisted. And today how? KFC is a global brand. Why? Because he didn't stop. He didn't quit at no. He kept showing up until the world said yes. Final truth. Persistence is your superpower. Most people fail not because of lack of opportunity, but because they stop too soon. Don't be most people. Be the one who stays in the race when everyone else gives up. Be the one who turns rejection into fuel. Be the one who refuses to give in. Say it out loud. I will not stop. I was born to finish what I start. My dream deserves my persistence. Because once you become relentless, nothing can stop you. Now get ready, because the next step is the secret that will multiply your strength. Step 9, the power of the mastermind, where we'll learn how to build a circle that pushes you to greatness.
Friends, let's be real. You can have the desire, you can have the plan, you can even have the persistence. But if you're surrounded by the wrong people, your dream is in danger. Napoleon Hill says, "No mind is complete by itself. It needs contact with other minds to grow and expand." This is the power of the mastermind. What is a mastermind group? It's not just a group of friends, not a networking club. It's a deliberate alliance of 2 or more people who meet regularly to help each other grow, think, plan, and win. It's a circle of people who believe in your vision as fiercely as you do. Why is this so powerful? Because when 2 minds come together, they create a third mind, a force bigger than either of them. New ideas, new energy, new clarity. This isn't theory. This is neuroscience and history combined. Every successful person you admire had a circle. Henry Ford had Edison, Firestone, and other brilliant minds. Oprah had Maya Angelou, Gayle King, and a spiritual council. Even Steve Jobs had Wozniak. Success doesn't happen in isolation. Why most people stay stuck? They hang around people who mock their dreams, drain their energy, encourage comfort over courage. You don't grow in toxic soil. You need fertile ground, people who call you higher. How to build your mastermind? Identify your mission. What are you chasing? Make it clear your people will find you. Seek alignment, not popularity. This isn't about who's cool, it's about who's committed. Look for complementary strengths. You don't need copies of you. You need builders, thinkers, challengers. Meet consistently. Once a week, bi-weekly, in person or online, doesn't matter. But consistency turns a circle into a force. Be real. Vulnerability builds trust. Celebrate wins, share doubts, hold each other accountable. Real-life example, Andrew Carnegie. Napoleon Hill got this entire philosophy from Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest men in history. Carnegie credited almost all of his fortune to the power of his mastermind group. He didn't try to be the smartest in the room. He built a room of smart, driven, aligned people, and they made history. Final thought, your circle determines your ceiling. If you hang with doubters, you start to doubt. If you walk with warriors, you start to rise. So choose carefully. Surround yourself with builders, not talkers, with dreamers, not doubters, with people who add fire to your flame, not water to your spark. Say it out loud. I will find my mastermind. I will build a circle of power. Together, we rise.
Friends, if you've made it this far, you're not the same person anymore. You're no longer just a dreamer. You are a doer, a builder, a warrior of your own destiny. The 10 steps to riches you now hold: desire, a burning obsession; faith, unshakable belief in yourself; auto-suggestion, programming your mind daily; specialized knowledge, focused learning for results; imagination, turning vision into reality; organized planning, crafting your blueprint for success; decision, acting fast without fear; persistence, never giving up no matter what; power of the mastermind, surrounding yourself with winners; sex transmutation, channeling your deepest energy into greatness. These are not just steps, they are weapons. Each one a key to unlock the world most people never reach. Now ask yourself, will I just watch this and move on? Or will I install this in my daily habits, my mindset, my mission? Because change doesn't come from books. It comes from bold action. Say this out loud. I am not here to play small. I am born to build. I am born to inspire. I am born to be rich in mind, money, and meaning. From ThinkNest, one final message. If this series moved something inside you, if it sparked even 1% more belief, clarity, or fire, do not keep it to yourself. Like the video, share it with someone you care about, and hit that subscribe button on ThinkNest. Because ThinkNest isn't just a channel, it's a mission. To awaken minds, to reshape futures, to ignite a generation. Remember this, your dream isn't just yours. It belongs to everyone who loves you, who believes in you, who's waiting to see you rise. So don't slow down now. Fly, build, become. We'll see you in the next video, where we bring more life-changing audiobooks straight to your soul. Until then,
Stay hungry. Stay focused. Stay unstoppable. Think big. Think bold. Think Nest.